Hey, how's it going? Hopefully everybody's having a good set. Oh, my mic is probably off. There we go. Mike was doing weird things. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Dirk. How's it going? We're here. We're back in our very difficult colony. But you know what? Last time I think we were making it through. Hopefully everybody's had a good week. I have been extremely sick. That's why you didn't see anything from me anywhere last week. So hopefully this week I'll have some stuff out there. But today we've got to figure out a way to take care of this. And I might have a better option than what we're trying to do here. Feeling better. I am feeling better. Much better than last week, and we're going to hope that it stays that way. There's still a bunch of stuff going around from kids and whatnot, so hopefully... Hey, Sean, how's it going? Let's see. Is my chat on multi? It says it's on. I never see it. Oh, is that 'cause I don't have... Yeah, that's why. So, let's see if this fixes that. You think this map is survivable now? I think it's survivable. It is not easy. And hard mode, we're still only in the 20-ish day. We haven't made it to a 30-day yet. So we're gonna see if we can get that. I'm thinking about building a reservoir over here and letting this fill it up. Also, over here, instead of exploding everything down, I might just build one up for the pressure, and then we'll separate out... I don't know if we'll separate out good and bad here, or if we'll go down here eventually and start separating out water fixtures. For example, where's all the water coming from? That one. Is there only a couple of them on this whole map? That one. This, though, might be a problem. If it well, it's going to blow up this water place here. There we go. Do. And this one, will it show me that one too? We'll see if that does it. I don't know if that'll fix the chat box. Eventually, I got to go back and do that. What other? So there's one there. There's one here. Are there any others? Does anybody see any? Just the ones, just those three, it looks like. Evaporate over time, maybe? Maybe? I guess we will see. We do need to get some water, though. Yeah, just the three. It's just me, or is it darker than I remember it? Maybe it's just me. Is there a new setting? Disable starfield rotation. No. Brightness. Can we turn it up just a bit? 110. Meh, that's better. And that little sleep up top. Yeah. Not a ton, but it is doable. So today, we've got dynamite. So we could work on a reservoir over here and move our pumps into this area. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And then we'll have a big thing. What'd you think of the one? I was really impressed. They had some good stuff going on in that. I didn't know their graphics department had it in them. But it turned out pretty nice. What'd everybody else think of it? Super excited. I'm just glad it's finally coming out of early access. I don't know what changes will be made, you know, for the actual release, if any, but now that it's in 1.0, maybe we'll start getting some new stuff. See, a build-up colony campaign like Age of Empires. I didn't see it. Anyone got a link? Actually, mine played just a minute ago when I started up Timberborn. It didn't do it the first time, but the second time it did. So you might try just starting up Timberborn, letting it update, and see if it plays Dark Soul. If not, I know it's out there. I know it's out there. In fact, I think if you're on Twitter, they tweeted it out. Let's see. Am I finding it here? Looking. I know it's out there. There we go. So I hate Twitter. You know what? I can't say I blame you. That's perfectly reasonable. I don't do much on my Twitter over there. Every once in a while I tweet something, but not very often. I don't think I'm from a social media age, though. That might be my problem. Okay, so we've got bad water. We've still got some good water. I think this is about a 50-50 mix or something. What are we doing on logs? We need more logs. Straight up logs. There we go. Actually, let's not open those up yet. We've got plenty of other logs that we could be getting. Building unstaffed. Hydrate. Not even 10 minutes in the stream. Well, I have Dr. Pepper tonight. Hey, Death. How's it going? I have been working on a Discord, so maybe at some point we'll get in Discord and we can come up with some more. Start the stream with a lot of water. They have a lot of water. It's very spicy water, but it's water. Or at least it appears to be a liquid of some sort. Do I need... Holy cow, I need those. I need to turn these back on badly. Water is not great, but... What do I have in the way of... You know what? I'd kind of like to know the water composition down here. So let's do that. They're still bringing in water. That's still bringing in water. Need the devs to explain what exactly is inside the poo water for the beavers not being able... You know what? It might be that some things are better left unknown. That might just be the case here. Alright, I'm going to go out about that far. We'll start on this. This is going to take a ton of logs. So if we can get the beavers to actually get to work on some of this. Let's go from about here. There's a whole lot of logs, but it's going to save a whole lot of water. At least I hope it will. We'll figure out the logistics of it later. There we go. Who knows when they'll start on it? I'm not even sure what my worker beavers are working on. They're working on going home for the day. That's fair. After a 16-hour day, I'd probably want to go home too. Let's see what they go to work on in the morning, though. You go to work on sitting there. Are we out of logs? We're out of logs. Okay, go get some logs. I think that's because I sent them all back into here. Which, this, I'm going to turn off. Anything else I can turn off at the moment? Paper factory I can turn off. We'll turn this off. Looks like dynamite is as full as it can get, so we'll do that. Steel, we're still needing some. Okay. You seem to be not doing anything. You don't seem to be doing anything either. Let that guy finish out that field. That seems reasonable. Do we still not have any log building unstaffed? Well, everything that's unstaffed is a lumberjack, so, Wow, another stream near the start. World must be ending. Yeah? Well, this is our third episode on this colony, I think. So, but this one's been a rough one. Admittedly, pretty rough. Because we have just had an interesting go of it. I'm going to pause this. Yes, third. See? Okay, I'm down to 5 beavers needed. And I still have 2 beds and 5 kits, so we should eventually catch up. Map's rough even on normal. Not being able to get bad water till later is annoying. Yes, till it gives you a bad tide, basically. And then you kind of have to fish it out of the lake down here. Demolish, we'll set that up for it whenever they get to it. But I don't have anybody even building anything at the moment. How's my food? Actually not bad. We have a little bit of wheat. Where'd the wheat come from? It's not over here. Oh, that's the cattails. That's this. Okay. That's fair. Well, let's grab one of you. Maybe come around the edge here. And we'll start putting in a couple of grist mills, maybe. Food. Or whenever they can get here. Grist mill. Yep. Yep. There we go. Either or. Eventually I'll get my chat fixed and we'll have chat on the screen again, but I have to figure out how to do it. But how many of you guys have been trying this map? Has anybody haven't had any better luck? We'll get set up and we'll just wait for them to catch up, maybe. I had worst on normal. You know, it's alright. It happens. That dried up, which that sucks, but kind of knew it was going to happen. Dead by cycle 6. Only reason it's okay because I saw you play it first. Ah, yes. I excel at showing people what not to do. It's my calling card in life. Well, we don't need any of those right now, so they can go find something. There we go. Let's open this back up. You know what? We're pretty good on that. Let's leave a couple of those, close down a couple of those maybe. There we go. You guys are done. He's not going to get much more done down there. Do what I say, not as I do. Yes. If anybody had a caption for their life, that would probably be me. I did straight for the top area as soon as I could and put walls around the lower pond to keep it from spilling out so much. It's a good plan. I was thinking about building basically a tower here and then eventually capping the tower off and shooting the bad water this way and the good water back in here. But it would probably be mostly bad water out of this most of the time, as everybody can tell. Oh, they've started on one block down here. Good for them. Oh, cut trees. Actually, I have to tell people to cut these. I forgot. There we go. Let's not cut these anymore. Or this. Don't need to cut that. This is a big swath of nothing. Looks like there's no trees left here. Only a little bit down here. Take all that out. This here. That can all stay. That doesn't need to be cut. Nothing in here. For the bad water areas, open the top water source is your only clean water till you can start using bots. Yep. I was thinking about getting into bots today too, so we'll see how far we make it. I mean, we have the science for it. That seems like a given. I haven't even had to put up a science shack yet, so... That shouldn't be trees. This doesn't need to be trees. This doesn't need to be cut. What the heck? Bad tied ends. Okay, well, how's food? We are okay with food, but we need... Was this at like 0% contamination? 96%, that's why. Okay, so we need to open all these back up. You guys are pretty much done here, so go find something else to do. You're done. Those still have people. These still have people. Let this down. It's a little bit of bad water, but it'll all be good water here before too long. Problem with bots is metal. If I remember right, the mines in the lake. Yeah, both mines are underwater. So you kind of have to work with what you've got. This. What is this? Oh, tapper. I don't need a tapper there right now. Oh, I do need 22-hour workdays, though. Because we got to get water. Nothing to do in range. Well, we're not out of the woods yet. Not as well as I thought we were. In fact, I might have taken these out last time, and this time I think I'm going to put them back in. Because I want that water. I'm hoping the contamination goes down. Good, good, because that'll help these. Am I out of trees? Well, we'll get trees then. Let's put people back in here if we can. You don't need to be in there right now. Metal blocks are okay for the second. This is still spewing out bad water. Alright, everybody should be in here. Hopefully we can fill our water back up. We're gonna need something for sure. Let's do that, and then... I don't need science. A refinery. Let's start on this. Refinery, yes. Bot part factory, there we go. We'll run them off of this. Might be slightly underpowered, but that's okay. Bad tide already. Ooh. It's not being nice this time. Well, that's not gonna work, is it? It is not being nice at all. The Bart Pot Factory, exactly. And it's a bad cycle. Why does it have to be a bad cycle? Couldn't it have been a drought? I would have loved a drought. We've only got 266. I don't like that. How are these guys doing? 15 out of 15. How are my haulers doing? I only have 2. You know what? Let's go 2 off here, 2 in here. How's my food? Food is recovering. Anything else I don't need at the moment? Oh, what are you? Grilled potatoes? No, we're just going to pause you for just a minute. How's gears? Gears I probably don't need. Planks I probably will. None of that's needed. Just barely scraping by. Yeah, this map is tough. That is definitely for sure. I'm going to take out... We're just going to say don't replant these once they've been cut down. These guys seem to be cutting stuff down though, so should be okay. 1 day left, full 24-hour shift. What's my contamination? 34, so I still can get some water from down here. What's bad water at? Do I have any bad water? I should have plenty of bad water. I'm gonna have plenty more, so we'll redirect people from here. $600, yeah. Is it really a challenge if you don't risk losing your whole colony once a week? Once a cycle, at least. That's the trick. Hold on. No bad water out here, please. All the way up. Then you go on. Nothing there. Food, okay. These guys have to stop, though, because I would like a lake up there as long as possible. I have 7 spare beavers. Okay. We can put one in there. Put 2 back here. One here. One here. What do I got left? 2? 2. Okay. Planks are good. Gears are good. Paper's good. Let's put somebody back in there. All right. Cycle week, tomato. Yeah, same thing. Every day. Every day we're on the struggle bus. There we go. Okay. We have 1 spare beaver. What can I do with said spare beaver? We're back at 800. You know what? Let's get some more stuff moved around so this doesn't accidentally fill up. Where are they moving stuff? Mostly water, which is what I want to see. Uh-oh. This is going to make it even nastier. Explodes soon. I wonder if that means it takes that power source. I guess we'll find out. It seems like it might. So I might want to pause this stuff up here. If it will give me a drought every once in a while instead of just bad tide after bad tide, it might be manageable. 100% pure poo. Straight from the gutter. Exactly. That's what it is. No doubt in my mind. Next time we might build a couple of these over here as well. Just because we need to be pulling in more and more water. How are we doing tree-wise? Passable-ish. Why did I plant maples here? That I don't know. Nobody's here, which is fine. You're almost at 1,000 water. This will probably go. We'll see, though. Who knows what will happen? Could crash the whole map. I'm still waiting for a hot air balloon mod. Well, I mean, if you pick up the White Paws, they have hot air balloons. That specific modded faction does. I made a whole airstrip out of them. You know what? I don't trust this water that much. Levees. Since this is all dead anyway. There. We're just gonna move you. And then maybe... Oh, that's a dirty trick. Okay. Well, wrecking my weekend plans. Well, that was not unexpected, I guess. Yep. Alright, everybody out of the water down here. Not to mention, this is where my small tank is. Well, we'll see what we can do. We might have to go back and reload and redo, but we'll give it a cycle, see if it works out. But I got 14 unwell beavers. I'm not... You know what? Let's save ourselves the time. Okay. That was a tricky move. I should have known it was coming, though. I don't know what the last one's going to do. If the last one kills the fresh water source, then we're kind of hosed. Okay, so this time... we're going to build a wall or two. Let's start with that. Another first try. Exactly. We can first try as many times as we need to. Till it becomes the last try. So that hopefully will take care of this. Let's say it's a bit more important. And then let's do levees here. Hey, Kinder! This is a heck of a map. It is... it's very difficult, but we're making it. We're determined to make it, one way or another. If it's possible, we're going to do it. Don't think it's my hardest. Well, maybe. Stairs here. I think it's got a lot to do with the timing. Timing's on everything exploding. Possible. I want to get all of this in. All of that in. Speed it up just a little bit. We'll do this. I also want to get these in. There we go. Not to mention, if we're having constant bad luck with just constant bad tides, that makes a big difference if you're getting those or you're getting... Oh, I need food. That's right. I had to turn these back on. Let's get those. I'd make us to give a little longer warning before the bomb blows up. Yeah. Decided to manage that. Well, currently, my plan for managing all of this is to not manage all of that. We're just going to make a wall and pretend like it doesn't happen. That's what our plan is. We'll come back to the reservoir plan. Different cores have different warnings. They do kind of have short warnings. Cut all those, cut all those, cut all those. Demolish that. And then grab one of these. .5 days is the default on a core. I didn't know that. I still want to know when that one down there blows. I forgot to look to see if that geothermal field is still there. it might not be. Was paper full? Paper's still full. Gears... Nah. Leave the lumber mill. Hold on to the herbalist. Anything different I did on purpose? Some of them blow up at a good time, some of them not so much. That's okay. That's the fun of the map. Water. I remember I got this. Yep. This is hard mode. Yep. Normal mode, I think I could make it. I think I'd manage. But hard mode, this is rough. It's hard for a reason. Yeah, different maps work a bit differently. Let's get those in for the next one. They're still working 20 hours. I need to go down. We're up from the... And for the love of God, don't play this on hard mode. Yes, exactly. Hard mode on a hard map. Yep. Because hard mode can sometimes be not that hard, depending on what map you're on. It really can. But... it could very well be just... Oh, I need to get these in too. It doesn't help you block the good water so it doesn't mix with the good water. This good water? You know what? That is a good point. I was originally going to build a reservoir here. But I could just make it come over here and make a whole second lake, couldn't I? Yes, yes I could. Good thought. Because I have good water, so it went down to mix with the bad water. You mean this block right here? Ah, but this block, if it's not blocked, makes everything bad water. Because the pressure underneath pushes it up through there. So then you just have an entire map covered with bad water. Yep, that's the trick. We had this blocked at one time too, and that caused other problems, if I remember right. Although, this wasn't blocked at the time. And the water came back up through here. I wonder what happens if we block it now. The only place it could go is out here. Oops, I still need water here. Couple of ideas. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Get rid of all of them. I've got everything on high priority. Everything's high priority, which means nothing is. like a baby with a full diaper that suddenly sits down. You don't know where it's coming out. You know, that's actually a fairly accurate description. I look below, I can see what level it's sitting at. Right here, right now. So that's why it's coming out over here. Well, if this way doesn't work, we'll try all the other ways. We may end up knowing 100 ways not to survive. Cut trees. I have 16, so let's pause all these. You're saving regularly. Well, sort of. Oh, that's why it dried up. Good grief. Good work, Ild. I create my own problems. Did the Bob? You know, I forgot to look myself. Pressure was more representative of the diaper joke. You know, I think they're both accurate. Our map makers are getting so good that they can just set their own pressure on things. We're not going to cut anything, really. Yeah, that cut. Okay, we have 5 days left. Blessed with new toys this time. See? Always a good thing. Okay. That's gotta go. I want to put in a sluice here. Then we might be able to save a little bit more water. In fact, we came over and we put in 2 dams here. This whole place should theoretically fill up with water. Good for me, maybe. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. You guys have done everything you can. You guys still have carrots to work on, so we'll leave that. Actually, I don't really need carrots at the moment, so we'll pause them. Put in some more sunflowers. Got 4 days. Okay, well. That's in. Let's unpause you. Get somebody in there, because there should only be 1 area left, so they can cut that tree down. What are our builders doing? Okay, they're getting the other side at least. Nothing to do in range. Okay. 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 Do. I've got 4 extra beavers. 1, 2. Let's get some... You know what? Let's not get some gears made. All of these have beavers? Okay. Ah, there we go. One more of those. Nothing to do in range. Perfect. Go find something else. You go find something else. I got 3 more. You guys aren't doing anything. How's my water? Yeah. How's this? It's on. Get everything moved around. I guess we're doing food and water when the water comes back. A couple of them have played it, Kinder. They're saying it's tough too. I think they're mostly playing on normal, though. I don't know if we've had too many volunteers to play on hard mode. See, I play mostly on hard mode. And this one is definitely hard mode. Nothing to do in range. Okay, you're done, so that's done, that's done, that's done. What about you? I don't see any trees for you, so that can go. How is this grand wall experiment going? Not bad. We've got a little protection up here for our town, at least, this time. Hard is too stressful. Well, I mean, it's hard mode. It is definitely hard mode. Okay. Go ahead and do that. Can I remove this brick to get a... Yeah, I should be able to remove that brick. Okay. This needs to go down ASAP. Every one of these needs turned back on. Up to 22 hours. Not 24, 22. There we go. We can turn off these. It's fun without being deadly. Sounds good. We'll turn off you two. Turn back on you two. That goes on. This goes on. That goes off. Want to keep the building beavers. There we go. They're all getting some water. Food is a thing again. Unstable core. 10 days. Well, this time it warned me a little earlier. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Can we get these two in? And then I can set this to what? Like Yeah, that should work. Theoretically. Theoretically. Watch out your... Is that a... Oh, okay. Yeah, the... Is that a... I've played, I think, 2 or 3, and it was pretty good. I think I used that for the leaf coats. I'll keep an eye on this. That can be turned off for a second. This can be turned off for a second. Sluice is not a... They would get these in here. But at least this is making it like... Hey, a drought this time! The seep. Is not... I kind of guessed that. I kind of guessed some of these water sources are a little bit different on the power side. What are these guys working on? Am I out of trees? Is that what it is? I believe so. Out of trees. Need emergency trees. Not sluice. My favorite mechanics. The seep is pretty neat. It's got some interesting stuff going on, at least. That's almost completely cleared out. Okay. Let's get that water back. At least it's a bit better mixture this time. Set them to 8 and it makes the water pulse. I will need to close this when I close gates and such. If they would get down there and build these... Oh, I know what it is. Let's take you guys and maybe send you to get some trees for me, please. And... about 7 of you moving stuff around. That source started. Okay. That needs to be high, and these 2 need to be high. I want those done in the next couple of days. We don't need planks, so let's turn that off. What are my builders building? I'm hoping it's this over here. Because if that core blows in 7 days, at this point we might lose some of this. In fact, we may lose a lot of this. But... negative power. Yeah, it's interesting. We have enough haulers. I'm not sure why it's taking so long to get this stuff done. Okay. We have a wall here. The drought has gone down. I don't know if I want to build this wall or work on this. Because I could do this and they could get to work on that. And then maybe this whole area wouldn't be a mess, at least for a bit. How's my trees? Good. One left. Oh, crud. They're not going to get it. Okay. You have to be closed. You can be open. All of you must be off. That can be off. This can be off. That's closed. These can stay open. And on. Maybe I need to look into getting one of these. We'll get that when we can get that. We'll connect this back in and hope for the best here. Yeah. Let's just see what they set up. Because, I mean, I could definitely think I could close this off again, but it would just send everything down here. We don't need that. Oh, there was one left. Dang it. All right, let's put somebody back in there. There we go. Now there's at least a straight path to get off of the map. Let's get those logs, because we need them. Ooh, we're on 24 hours. No, go down. 16 hours. I mean, if I blocked this, now that it's not coming out over here... it would all come out over here, but I'm not 100% sure what that would do. This here? I do have some levees set up. I just don't have them... built yet. In fact, I could take these out since it's just going to go... it's just going to go off that way anyway. There we go. This map does shift around a lot. You're trying to figure out always what's going on. Alright, I gotta take 3 and move them over. Let's get that water filled back up. And then... alright, there's the problem core. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be enough. Do I still have the supports under here? Did I take those out? Let's put a levee in there. And then... if it starts... spitting out water places we don't want water, then we'll figure it out. We can just take it right back out. Do 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 do. the poor haulers are not keeping up. I didn't figure they would, though. It's okay for now. We have a little backup down here. In fact, I should go ahead and start putting stuff out this way. Do I want it to go this way? No, I actually think I want it to go this way. That can go there. Water. There we go. A little bit of extra water there. Just in case this starts to bubble over, I guess you could say. And then I should probably get some kind of stairway down here. Let's do from here. Two. There we go. Just in case. Well, it's catching up. Good on it. We've got food. We've even got a couple of extra beavers. How did that happen? Alright, let's do that. Let's get the metal over here. You look like you're full of metal. Full of something. Alright. That was the bomb. Here's the question. It's all going this way. Is it filling this area back up? It is. Is this open? Closed. We don't want anybody over here for now. We'll have to deal with a little more sludge, it looks like. Okay. You can go back. Now we got to take this out. Not the biggest of deals. Oh, is it surging again? Sort of, but I'll take it pouring off this side of the map over here. We'll build a little bit of a bridge there. Grab those. All right. It's a weird one, but I'll take what we can get. And then, is there anything underneath this pond? Yes. A mess. Just a large mess. Alright. So where are we lacking on the production chain? Did it take out the... Good question. Yes. Yes, it did. There you go. There you go. Now you know. If a bomb explodes and takes out something, it will take... So this one will be gone for sure. Although I don't think I'm really much using that one. Alright. They're working on this. You know what? That's fine. Let them work on that. How's food? Get that. Let's get this. Next cycle is gonna be yeah, it might be. Are these guys actually still pulling in water? Yeah, a little bit. We've got trees. Although, let's get that one in there and just plant more trees in this area. That'll work. Send people over here to get these trees for the next 6 days. No, that is definitely not what I wanted. Or these trees. Or these trees. Or none of these. We'll leave that there. We'll pause these trees to save our own trees, basically. And we'll keep an eye on the next 6 days. Am I out of dynamite? Is that why? Oh, yeah. I must have used all of it. Okay, well, not a big deal. I can make more. He's done doing whatever it is he was doing. Nothing to do in range. You're a gatherer? Okay, you don't need to be there then. Thank you for the effort, but that was not a good place for you. Food is coming back up. Water's going down, though. Oh, these guys are all done. More trees. That's what we need. Or we will need, at least. Are they still focused on the big barrier over here? Suppose I really don't need these. Yeah, they can work on them later. Anything new kicked in? Not so far. Did I get this blocked off? It's hard to see. No, I did not. I am going to somehow have to make bots. So we'll start on that again. We'll just set it up. When we get to it is when we get to it, but let's do this. And then we had one. Huh? Is there a tree? Oh, there's a tree there. Okay. I guess I have to set up one of these to pick that up. That's weird, but okay. They're done. Wonderful. Let's demolish that. These two are done. He's done. Leave that for now. Okay, well, might as well save. Tricky Lake 3A. That's where we'll be for now. Alright, we're going to turn you off. Turn that off, and hopefully there'll be enough water. Then when it comes back, we'll have to... 2, 3, 1. Yes. Let's do it this way this time, and then we'll do... We could do this. And then we just go... down, over. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. These are all going in. Perfect. 22 hours. Open. All of you have to go back on. Let's turn you two back on as well. All of you need to go back on. Probably pause you. Pause you. We'll see what happens here. All flowing into the cave. Oh. That must be a negative source. Wonder why in the world it wasn't pulling all the other water out of there before. So what is putting in water? We know the bad water sources are. There's the good water source, but that one's the one that's getting blown up. This one is a good water source. Interesting. It's on a timer. I didn't know you could have timers with those. So this is all basically just flowing out into this. But you know what? That gives me an idea. If, let's just say if I were to block this off, I could make this whole lake a good lake. Well, no, I couldn't, because this would be either bad or good. How many blocks would I need to block this off? Well, if I continue this, though... Okay, I only need it that tall. You... Go over here. There's still some coming out of up here, though. So those two caves aren't connected anyhow? Unless I'm missing something. No? All that pressure comes out through there. Until that one explodes. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It's overflowing a little bit. So let's keep them out of this. That's fine. It doesn't need staffed. These can be unstaffed now. Almost keeping up. Almost. That is right. So all that negative is basically taking up all of this. We are starting to get a bit flooded here. But we kind of had to expect that. Where's my trees at? Trees are okay at the moment. What are they working on building? They're just working on this over here. Okay, I will take that. And if this just becomes a good water lake, we can slowly expand it out to this. That actually might make this a bit easier. It's 3. Those look a little stronger than 3. Somebody, let's get that one in there. You don't just leave a giant hole in the wall. That seems like a bad idea. Although these aren't going to be useful for quite a while. All right, Kinder. Have a good lurk. Oh. She should be able to get those. Oh, I didn't mark them, that's why. What the heck? Why are there still people over here? No. Get out of that water. It's not that contaminated, but I don't want you in it. Here's the bad tide. We'll see if we're safe from that. Beaver is unwell. Okay, so I have one unwell beaver. Okay, I have potatoes. How's my stock of potatoes? Not bad. So let's do some spatterdock for a bit. And we will toss you there for the grilled spatterdock. Here's the bad tide. Well, almost. What do I need the most of at the moment? Trees, it looks like. Do I have anybody bringing in trees? No? Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Nope. Over here. Road over here. Good enough. Trees. All these trees, all those trees. Definitely don't have enough trees to make it all the way across here, but this, for the most part, we should be protected there. I see the water inlet is still taking on a little bit more than I think you can chew, but that's okay. I don't have any places for bad water, so I need to figure that out again. And technically, I could just put it up here somewhere. It won't be the fastest, but it will be something. Let's do that. And then you can reach over here. There we go. Give it time. The bad tide is coming. True. But I'm hoping that I shut this off so that there's no bad tide here. There'll be bad tide here, I suppose. But I don't know if it'll actually fill up with that negative one over there. We've got food. How are we doing food-wise? Okay, so there's that. Do I have any more geothermals that I have access to? Not really. I guess we could look into windmills. Maybe if I did a warehouse of paper, I could actually get some paper in to make them with. And then food, grist mill, yep. Just put that there for now. We're only using part of it anyway, so might as well. Right? Okay. Do I have any... I could have somewhere making wheat. Why not plant some wheat? We'll start looking into bread. Bread. There we go. Out of logs again, aren't I? One day. Okay. 16. All these go off. This goes up. This goes on. Those don't have much reason to turn on. Got everything else off? Kind of looks like it. Okay. What's everybody working on? The big tank. Okay, that's fair. I do need these. A bunch of open places. How am I could turn you on. A little bit of dynamite that I could make. Okay. Hey, so you last week this map and had trying my own. So much fun. It is a good map. Kinder's here, so she's the one that made it. It is very tough. But I think it can be done. Oh, didn't even see the hydrate. Ah. Thank you, Death. So this is a slight bit better than what it was. I don't know if I quite need the whole wall. Did everything else explode down here? This is the last one to explode. And then once that explodes, is this just all bad water under here? Kind of looks like it. Gold, did you play it on normal mode or hard mode? Or easy mode, I guess. Contaminated beaver. Alright, he's got antidote, so can't ask for much more than that. Well, the water's creeping up this way, so... Losing water at the sluice as the lower lake evaporates. Ah! Good call. Oh, it is. Oh, it's closed. North Floodgate mod was part of the core game, so you shut the thing. Yeah. Wish there was a little more control over those. It's closed, so it shouldn't be... But it's auto-closed. Hard, but I played it with the Ember Pelts, so it was easier. Ah, yeah, that would definitely make a difference. The Ember Pelts are a fun faction, and they have a really cool aesthetic, but I gotta say, they're probably the easiest of the factions. But that's not necessarily bad. Lets you take on challenges like this one pretty easily. I got logs. I need gears. Evening, Orion. How's it going? We have wheat. We'll put a little bit of water back in there. But we'll keep an eye on the water. Are those actually... You know what? Those actually might be up high enough. Can we get the 2 logs for this? I'd just like to know what the... There we go. Now we're pulling in even more water. That's what I wanted to see. And I can turn these back on. Well, doesn't really do me any good to turn those back on, I guess. Yeah, don't want them in the water anyways. They're perfect for this map, yeah. All the different tunnels makes the bad source very easy to... Yeah, I could see that. Still going on them? Yep, still going. So far, we are alive. For now. Every cycle, it gets a bit harder, but we'll keep at it. Contamination, 76%. Okay, it still give us a little water, right? Are they down here building? They got plenty of stuff to build. Plenty of stuff indeed. Let's turn you back off for now. It has last long enough to last till cycle 20. That's probably true. It's just 4 beavers building everything. I really do wish there was like a built-in task list that would tell us what they're working on. Oh, look at that. They got another one in there. Maybe by the end of this cycle they'll have some of this in. Some being the key term here. Do I need metal blocks? No, I can probably turn that off for a minute. And explosives? Are they using explosives somewhere? Where are they going? Are you... Well, you're not quite out of scrap metal yet, so we don't need to take you down. No. He's not doing anything. They should be doing something. Well, our negative source is just a little behind, but that's okay. Hey, look at that. Now they can start walking out onto the wall up here. I could probably help them out with that, though. Just maybe give them a shorter path. We're back to being down 12. We have seeds. We have grilled spatter duck. Oh, there's nobody in there. That's why they're not picking anybody up. Okay. Let's stop that for a second. Gears? No, I still need gears. That is an awful amount of poo water, yeah. Those bad Tide pipes are pain. Yes, they are. I blocked them off, so we'll see what happens. There's a big drought, and you need to be extra ready. Unless bots, yeah. I think it'll be bots here. We're gonna pause you. How's my food over here? Not bad. Let's pause you. Let's change you back to potatoes. Trying the spillage map with the folktales for a second. They're all over the place. Don't know if I've tried that combination yet. We're getting stuff built, though, finally. I do need these. In fact, a second one of these couldn't hurt. Let's make this normal. Back for a minute. Let's do this. I'll send them out to do a couple of other things. Flooded. Oh, yeah, I know those two are flooded. Needs water. You don't say. Playing hard mode. Yeah, hard mode does make that difference sometimes. Let's get a couple of people to get that wheat. We'll do bread in here. Bread. Do. All right. Who's building what? All right. Have a good night, Dark. Oh, there's nobody down there for that. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, look at this. Thanks for stopping in. Here we go. Now we're starting to build our platforms and whatnots. Let's grab one of those. Bad water. Whenever they get to it. Do a third one as well. Contamination 96%. I don't know, are they pulling in much water here? Very slowly, but they are. Well, maybe when we move them over to here. Stable cores on my map are timed to be nasty. These are pretty rough themselves. Cut trees. I went to this one. Nope, not that one. This one. And that one. But definitely not this one. Nothing down here. Nothing up here. Nothing in here. Nothing up there. Two to three go at the same time. Oh, you gotta act really quick then. Get rid of all of that. Any of that cut. None of that. None of that. Well, this is done. That's done. This is done. Especially when some blow up relics. Oh, yeah. You gotta be really quick then. Right, this guy has probably already planted everything he can plant. Oh, not quite. Bad tide ended. Perfect. Go turn everything back on. Turn this off. Turn you on. Turn you off. That's fine there. That needs to come back on. Did they ever pick that up? Nope, they sure didn't. Gears. Pause gears for a second. Two of those. These can be paused. I don't really need two of those. In fact, I don't think I need any of those, as that's paused. So we'll pause both of those. Let's auto open that. Oh, we need to go back up to 22 hours. There we go. Some water coming in. Some water going out. These guys might be better served up here at some point. That guy can go find something else to do. We're replanted. My first run ended in a bad tide disaster. It was going to flood my water pool home. Yeah, that's happened a couple of times around here. This was the original home for these guys. We moved uphill just a bit. Let's see. Anybody else? You've got grilled potatoes. You don't have any spatter duck to grill, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's say high priority. Pause you. Pause, pause, pause. There we go. If we get this built, we have a decent reservoir here. And then we just have to worry about some other stuff. If we get to bots, we can start worrying about the bad tides. Hey, Kudzen, how's it going? We're surviving. Missed last stream, though, so watch the YouTube video. See? There you go. I didn't get much done last week on YouTube. Previous week, everybody was sick at my house, so last week I was sick. Or I guess technically this week. But you guys heard that, I think, on the last stream. Yes. Prioritize, prioritize. Get another one of these over there. Survival mode, yep. It was whatever, I don't know if anybody else heard about that, but there's a big thing about the flu going around. And yeah, of course, everybody in my family ended up getting it at some point. I had a flu shot, but I still ended up getting it. But then again, I know that that doesn't prevent it. It just makes it better. But technically, I guess it did. Because the rest of my family, they were with it for like a week. And I only got it for like a weekend. Enjoying the new job. But Claude's business subscription is a real step up over the free version. Claude's business subscription? You'll have to explain. To the point that it just needs to be managed. Oh, there's a lot of management that needs done. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. No, let's just open it for now. I don't need to do any coding, which is weird for that is weird for a coding job. Well, what about do you do if you have a coding job that doesn't have any coding in it? It's like a retail job with nothing to sell. Okay. We're proceeding forward. How are we doing log-wise? Not terrible. We've kind of wiped out a little bit of our forest over here, which kind of makes me worried. But, that being said... Drought. Okay, I can deal with a drought. Let's get another forester down here somewhere. So that we can start on some more trees. Let's get those in there. Just put the ticket into Claude, check it understood it, check the edits are correct, do the test, run the program, check my push to Git for review. Oh, is it like AI coding? Cool. Okay. Now, what are you guys doing? They're building the stairway. Okay. Give me this guy. Prioritize. Somebody in there. Prioritize. I'm down 16. $11 people. That can be paused for now. How's food? Food is back up. So I can probably pause this for a minute. Well, the water's returning to normal. Get this in there. Make a better road. This road is terrible. Taters and chestnuts. I do have taters. Taters are good. Taters are very good. Chestnuts I don't have. I should probably find a place to get a chestnut farm. How's my water? Everybody's just going to be pulling in water for a minute. Let's go down to, actually, down to 1 here. Oops. And then we turn all of these off. You can be on, you can be on. All of these can be off. Oh, do-do-do. Any others I need to turn on or off at the moment? Nothing that I can see. We'll take whatever we can get, though. Oh, crud. Let's prioritize that so they can get that filled back up. Still working on the staircase. Yeah. Big tank got done. Yep. It's 1,200. If we can get that full, we're not doing too bad. I don't know the huge code base, so finding where edits need to be. Oh, yes, the free version of Claude. You'd have to do a lot more of actual coding to fix things, but a lot more troubleshooting. Oh. I don't know the huge code base. Where edits need to be done. Took a while finding the free version and finding all the tests that needed doing. Signed into the business version and found all 200 tests that needed updating out of 2,000 tests. Well, that's better. I mean, AI is supposed to be good at data conglomeration. And I don't see too much of a problem with using it for that specifically. Everything else, everybody wants to use it for. I guess not everybody else, but all the commercial people want to use it for. It's not great, but That's the way to do it. Did take a while to get them all edited correctly. Okay, well. Okay, so there's this one. But what I want to do is once these go in, we'll see if that contains all of it. But if I did it manually, could have taken days. Let's see. That, to me, that's a more valid use for AI. Data conglomeration and whatnot. But everything else they use it for, I'm completely against. Art and all the other stuff. Art and writing and all that. It's a terrible use of it. Also, when they put it in dumb things like you have AI in your toaster or whatever. Oak. All oak down here, please. Oak. Oak. Get some pine sap. Pause you. Dang it. Welcome back. Ads are always a pain. I'm thinking I should remove these. And just keep these two working in this area. We'll see how that goes. Oh, that could be part of it. You just need to be closed. So no, I haven't heard about the flu. There's been a lot of other news stories that kind of drag out the flu season. You know, that's fair. Flu is always big around here because kids, but I could see how that might get missed in some of the other stuff. How are we doing? 1.4. These guys are all dry already. Well, if instead of going across here, I just started walling this in. No, because, well, if the bad tide all goes off this side of the map, which, oh, I still have some dynamite. Which it may very well yet do. Do I want it on this side, though? No. I want to redo those. Once they get the dynamite in there, I'm going to put them closer to this side and then put the power strip along here, basically. Out of things to do. That's fine. Here's some free power we could tap into at some point. The trick with chestnuts is patience. They take a while. Yeah, that's not my strong suit. Hydrate. Thank you. That's pretty good Dr. Pepper tonight. It's not watered down at all. Yeah. We'll just go across this way. Okay. Nothing there at the moment. News I did hear was something Dark Lord, and the Fellowship is being summoned to go send him back to where he came from. Pip doesn't seem to be answering the call. You know hobbits. Always out and about. Let's open that back up. Let's open this back up. How are we doing here? We'll open all of that back up. Can I get down to here real quick? Toss in a couple of these, perhaps? Not a real great place to put them, but there we go. Don't know what else they're working on, but can't be that important, right? No recipe. Ah, potatoes. Speaking of which, how are we doing? Spatter dock we're full, cattail we're full. Let's go ahead and pause that for a second. Berries were good. So we can pause those. Anything else around the map that I can pause for a second? Not really. In fact, I probably ought to unpause this. Am I out of explosives? No. I guess we're just not building that right now. What are we building? Ah, these. Fair enough. Oh, they only go questing after second. That could be. Second breakfast is important. The most important meal of the day. Oddly enough, it's tied with every other meal of the day, though. Tell Gandalf to kick them. They'd never have got started. Maybe. Taters precious. Ah, yes. Precious taters. Lord of the Potato Ring. There we go. That's good. Are those all marked to cut? Those are. These are not. They should be. Those shouldn't. This shouldn't. Do. Clear all of you out of there. All these weird paths that I've made, but beavers live with it. Do. Get all of you. You. Anybody in there? Nope. Pause you for a second. Let's pause you. And you're done. Wonderful. Grabbing trees wherever we can get them. Pause you, pause you. I have another 3K of science to get over here. Let's get that real quick. Not to mention, wasn't there something else that I needed to pick up down? Maybe not. Maybe that's the last of the free science. Oh, nope, there's 800 more out there. Breakfast, second breakfast, luncheons, afternoon tea, dinner, supper. Exactly. They're all extremely important. Can't underestimate how important they are. Alright. What are these guys working on? That guy's working on that. That's fine. How are we doing water-wise? Kinda eh. Let's turn all these back on. You should be done by now. You should be... There's people cutting down stuff in that area, that's fine. 120 biofuel. Yay! Bots! Locked? No, I have not. I really need to, but I need to reclaim a power source because it takes 250 power, and I do not have a place for that at the moment. Plus, let me see if I can get somebody in here to get those pine before they go bad. Guess I should also put one of these here if possible. Treated pen. Yeah, they can be. Well, these guys are trying their best to keep up, but I just don't think they're going to do it. Unstaffed. I have no haulers. Let's get at least a couple haulers in there. Builders, I gotta have. That could be why I was having such issues there. Potatoes. Can you do some spatter duck here real quick? How's my paper? 163. I could probably pause that. Those I should probably leave on. It started snowing quite heavily, but none of it is piling up. Second set to snow after slush. I also went for the bigger housing. Bigger housing's not a bad idea, but I'm still trying to keep the population balanced. Once it gets all balanced, though, We might build bigger ones. Alright. What are they building? They should be on 16 hours. I don't know what I've been doing there. Your limbs, chassis. Okay. Well, there's nobody in there to actually work on them, so... We got some biofuel. Who needs balance? Just send unneeded beavers to found their own colonies. Yes. It's neat to put them in the water. I sometimes do that. But I don't always do it. Sometimes I hang them off the edge of a cliff or something. Are these still pulling things in, or do I have to get another? They should be. Yeah, until it's actually at this level, they should be. $700, $800. Do you have the tree? Yep, you have the pine resin. Well, we could do this a different way. Large wind turbines. Okay, I guess I can't put that in there for whatever reason. Will that hold them for very long? No, but maybe it'll get some planks made, you know? Storage. Do a couple of small storages here. You can go there. Planks coming in. I'm gonna need them anyway for the mine eventually. Oh, where is pine coming in? Treated planks going out. There we go. Looks like I could turn this back on. Could also turn that on. Hey, look, they got the big staircase done. What was I putting this up for? Oh, to get those couple of trees there. And barriers or bad water plugs. Well, our bad water plugs are a little bit farther underground here. I will check today to see what it is they are working on. Logs. 1. What are you guys working on? Okay, you're going back to that. That's fine. I could use the extra water. Let's go back to potatoes for you. don't quite need you at the moment. Bots are great for that. Yeah, as soon as I get some bots going. You four are done for now, so go find something else to do. Bot builders. The fact that they can just walk in anywhere is pretty nice. Then you don't have to worry about them getting sick or anything. I have... Alright, seriously, why are they not building that? Oh, because it's... Let's get this done so that I can get the power in there, and we'll see if there's enough pressure, maybe. Or enough width to actually take care of the pressure. Building day and night. It does... It is pretty nice. If they get too far from their resources, though, they're really terrible. What do you have? 600 water left. Okay, well. All said and done. That's better than 0 water left. Now if we can just get those dynamites taken care of tomorrow. I've got wheat. I've got carrots. I've got potatoes. Let's grab some spatter duck if we can. You're fine on the trees. So much stuff paused. Planks, we're catching up. Paper, we're kinda eh. Potatoes are caught back up, so you can just go find something else to do. Did I not mark those two? I did not mark those two. There you go. Water's back. Hopefully, we can get this blown up before the next one. Just pop a charging station in, and they're good. If you've got the ability for remote power. They are pretty good. But, I mean, advantages and disadvantages. Oh, last one. There we go. Okay. I don't think I can get them in the last ones. Nope. Do. Yep. All the way down. Okay. I forgot to... That's not good. These all have to go on. We gotta go back to a 22-hour. That can go off. This is just open. These can all be opened back up. And... Alright, the farms are still open, so that's fine. Spatter duck, you can just hold on to that. How is everything else? Okay. They're starting on this over here. Unlimited power? No. Well, yeah, actually, that's going to be some pretty decent power. Depending on whether it stays in its banks or not. That's the big question. Also, let's do that. That should let them build all of those wheels, because that's one diagonal from each one. This one is done. Done, 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 and done. That's all done. We're working well into the night. We'll see how much this we can end up saving, if any. If we don't save any, we'll see what we can do. Ooh, what is this? Interesting. That's first. Normally that doesn't fill up. So this whole field is kinda blighted at the moment. What the heck? That's new. Where's it coming from? Oh, is the good water being pushed out there? Is that what's going on? Oh, that's why. They finally came by and closed that off. Well, let's take that out. Holy cow. What the heck? Good thing I put up those walls. Oh, no. I guess they weren't quite high enough there. Is that what that was doing for me? Oh. Interesting. Well, let's remove all of this. Anything else getting flooded? Yeah, that was quite the cork. Holy cow, look at that. What are you guys doing over there? Get out of there. No. Alright, well, we got a couple of unwell beavers. Taking that one, and we're taking that one. We'll see if that pressure goes down at any point. It's slowly fading. Good grief. Alright. That was holy cow. That's closed. But would you look at that? It's all headed out this way now. That was an absolute mess. Let's put the roadways back, though. I completely forgot about that. Not with the bad tide coming. We'll see. When the bad tide comes in, we'll see if this is still in its banks or not. It's about at a half block now. Okay, we've got a little bit of everything. We don't have anybody in the smelter. We have 2 unwell beavers. Oh, there's the last unstable core. Let's get a 3B here. So we're going to lose this one right here. Which means I think all that's coming from underground here after this is just bad water. Yeah, it's going to explode, and it's just going to be bad water. It's still slightly over the top. So let's not go here quite yet. But you can go down the river a bit. I wonder if I just open this. I don't know if that'll help it at all. No, it's still slightly buried. Weird thing is, it's only about a half block. It's just the pressure is pushing it straight up. Wonder if we were put like a metal bar over the top of this, if it would force it this way, or if it would just make a bigger mess. Probably make a bigger mess. How's my water? 1.9. Okay. Well, that's not bad. I've got a bunch of places that have water. Out of bad water. Well, we might need just a second layer here. But we could still use this by chance. What are they doing over there? Bad tide. Don't you start on me. Do that. And close you. Turn you back on. All of you guys have to go off. And you. You are all on. You're all on. Let's turn you on. Did they use the paper? No, they didn't use... We still have room for paper. Let's get those made. Anything else? Nope. Turn you back on. Am I picking up trees anywhere? Look okay. Let's see them. Would you guys... What are you doing? There's... Okay, that's the final unstable core. Which is fine. It's just less pressure here. A couple of contaminated beavers, but we should have plenty of antidote. I'm down at 82 antidote. I can live with 82 antidote. Man, I am glad I put in those walls, though. Should have made that one slightly taller, but for the most part, I think that saved us. And then as we run out of water here and there, we'll take care of that. That one's going to have to keep us up and running for just a bit. You can go find something else to do. Nobody there at the moment. Okay. We're doing all right. The Great Wall, that's it. That is the outer wall. Texas from Badwater. Too far from a district. You're not, though. Okay, well. We'll see what they may be doing. Do I really want them to go this way? I don't know. We'll let them build. What are they building? Oh, they're still on 22 hours. Let's go back to 16. You're out of logs, though, aren't you? We're out of this. You go there. Out of that. These are on, right? Well, they're on, but nobody's in them. Those can turn back on. This can turn back on. We're a little lower on food than I would have liked to be. Because of that weird thing there, but that's okay. Paper. I think I'm okay for a minute. Gears, I still don't have any. Planks, I don't have any, but I don't have any logs, so that's why there. These guys don't have any more water to work with, but these do. 0.1 days. So there that goes. That just eliminated a water source, basically. And does that lead anywhere else, or does it just fill up and that's it? It just fills up and that's really it. But it did take out a source, which maybe... Look at that. It puts it in... within the walls. If I have that open. If I have it closed... Does it run over? Nope. Okay. Well, hopefully this generates us a lot of power. Food. Got a lot of carrots. Let's get some potatoes in there. We're out of logs. That's why we're having such trouble grilling potatoes. We're out of logs. Can we get somebody to get those last 4 trees, please? Somebody to plant this. They're trying to keep up on these. Do I have a bot yet? Nope. Bot limbs, 8. Okay, well, I don't quite have that. So I tell you what, let's pause all these. That hopefully gives them a little more power. I need some of those. So this is as powerful as this gets up here now. And as you can see, it looks like it's all under control. So that's good. Which means this won't be needed anymore. Means I can forget this whole contraption down here if I wanted to. And just put it by the geothermal field. Put this by the geothermal field too. Nope. You. Go there. I'm guessing they shouldn't be needed anymore. Put you here. Oh, you've got to move up one. Well, those two guys are done. Everything's flowing out that way. Halfway through the drought. Yeah, logs. Let's see. We're gonna build those other things. We probably don't need these. Go. You've probably planted as much you can. No, you can still plant a little bit up there. There, don't cut any there. Do cut these though. Those, that. There we go. But you're not cutting anything at the moment, so go find something else to do. Trees here, so that can go. And get a couple of those up there, though. Falls you. What about you? Nope. Down to 4. that one doesn't have one in it. Okay. Oh, I ended up pausing that, that's why. No potatoes. Back to the spatter dock. I guess I could build another one of those and just switch between the two. Full of spattered... Well, no, we're not full of spatter duck. Planks, gears, paper. Do. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, I could do... about right there. All those under there. Let's start cutting our way around here. Alright, is there anything I don't need at the moment? Looks like I could probably save on these 3. No bad water, so that's not going to do me any good. I just kind of need things to get built. But I don't have a ton of extra beavers at the moment, so... Hey, let's get those made, and then you won't have to go so far. Storage, in fact... Logs coming in, prioritized by healer, or healer, hauler. Could be a healer, same thing. Don't need that one anymore. In fact, none of those are pulling in water, so that's going to have to wait. So I have no water for the next 3 days, but I think I've got some storage. Berries and dandelions are full, so you could be paused. So I have 4 extra. There we go. Okay. Good. This guy over here. Okay. Now we have lots of things paused, but I think we're doing okay otherwise. Some more of those. Here in 2 days, we're going to turn everything back on anyway. Planks and gears. Oh, I don't really need this. Grab that stuff down. In fact, there. Just knock it off the roof for you. Like the kid that loses his frisbee on the roof. You just knock it down for him. What is in here? Books. Why am I storing books? I'm not even making books. Supposed to be something else, maybe? What in the world was I thinking there? I don't know. It can go, though. Let's get to this. Theoretically, it shouldn't. I just don't want to lose those planks. It should not overflow again. We actually have 1,500 water by the time the drought is over. That's not bad. We're going to be super low on beavers here for a bit, but that's okay. We'll switch to different production during the wet season. Those I won't turn on quite yet, but we might end up turning them on eventually. We can turn that one off and that one off. And then this is open. Excuse me. Good water going straight into the drainage place over there. No change in this height, though. Punch cards? It might have been for punch cards, but I definitely don't have the printing press open for either of them. I don't know what I was doing with that. Alright, well I've got 22 hours. They're not going to be happy, but that's okay. These might end up moving over to here. We just have a little bot complex over there. I can turn this off. The gears can stay on. This needs to come on. We'll turn those two on. Now, we're going to turn these on, but we'll make sure everything else has people first. Let's turn the food back on. Although, I don't see that there's much that I really need from it. I guess they can go down there and get all of the sunflowers. You can be on. Ah, look at this. Red. It's not going to do us much good until we get this here. I got 21. Let's get somebody in there for today. Are you done planting? You are done planting, so you can go find something else. Planning ahead. Bigger storage. Wouldn't hurt. It definitely wouldn't hurt at this point. I've got one of the large tanks, which ought to help me quite a bit, considering I have 38 beavers and a whole bunch of water saved. But I would really rather have the reservoir. If I can get some of this stuff up and some of this stuff up, should be okay there. We've got water. Replant dead trees. Pine. There you go. I don't know where he went, but okay. We'll take what we can get there. We can open these up. It won't hurt. Even if I don't have the beavers for it, it's fine. If we get more beavers, great. If not, well, that's fine too. Metal blocks are good. Let's go ahead and open some of these up. All of those. We'll open this up. 33. I almost need double the number of beavers that I currently have. But now that everything has stopped exploding, that might make it a little easier. In fact, I have an idea where I just take like this edge and come out and around and then come up here and dump it off over here and have it come down and through. Because if this is some kind of super seep, like it seems to be, it might be able to push that much water out. Which would be an interesting adventure for sure. 25 day. Ooh, this is going to be rough. Okay, well, we'll see what we can do. We got to turn all of these off. You come on. All of these go off. You are just closed now. You need to come on. Anything else? Don't feel like there's anything else. Never even got to use these this time. Okay. Well, we are slowly getting there. We've made a couple of missteps here and there, but we're still in it. We're making it through on hard mode on this map. If we can get this in next time, that'll help out quite a bit. We've still got some trees down here. We've got new trees all over the place. We might take the water up and around and out this way to get some greenery here. We'll see if we can maybe manage that. Maybe this power place will be up next time. Maybe we'll find a way to store it all. But I think I'm going to call it there for the evening. Let's see if there's anybody I know that's on, and we'll go take a talk to them. Let's see. How about, do we want some more Timberborn? Or do we just want anything? Still alive. Yep, we have made it. So far. So far. Let's see. Let's raid. Well, there is one person, Inked the Bunny, looks like, playing some Timberborn. Let's go raid them. See what they're up to. Start the raid. There we go. I should be back on Tuesday on Twitch. Not sure what we're doing there this week. And I'll be back with more of this on Saturday. But, as always, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by. And hope to see you next time. Bye!